Okay, so good morning. Today is a little different from our usual. I'm hoping the live stream is working and that you're able to see this. So on the Toledo area right now, we have a major warning for a snow emergency and stuff. So the building is closed and notices went out. And so if you're seeing this now, don't feel like, oh, I'm missing it and rush right over. The whole point is to keep people safe. However, Dawn and I live steps away, and so we just popped over here to facilitate a little morning practice. So we'll do pretty much the same, but a little different as always. Let's begin with some Zazen together. Vast is the robe of liberation, a formless field of benefaction. I wear the Tathagata's teaching, saving all sentient beings. Vast is the robe of liberation, a formless field of benefaction. I wear the Tathagata's teaching, saving all sentient beings. Vast is the robe of liberation, a formless field of benefaction. I wear the Tathagata's teaching, saving all sentient beings. Gata of Atonement. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought, now I atone for it all. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought, now I atone for it all. All evil karma ever committed by me since of old, on account of my beginningless greed, anger, and ignorance, born of my body, mouth, and thought, now I atone for it all. Nikaya Three Refuges. Buddham Saranam Gacchami, Dhammam Saranam Gacchami, Sangham Saranam Gacchami. I take refuge in Buddha, I take refuge in Dharma, I take refuge in Sangha. The Five Remembrances. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. I am of the nature to grow old. There is no way to escape growing old. I am of the nature to have ill health. There is no way to escape having ill health. I am of the nature to die. There is no way to escape death. All that is dear to me and everyone I love are of the nature of change. There is no way to escape being separated from them. My deeds are my closest companions. I am the beneficiary of my deeds. My deeds are the ground on which I stand. Mahayana Refuge. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. In my heart, I take refuge in Buddha, Dharma, and Sangha. May I liberate suffering beings and bring them to great joy. May the compassionate spirit of love grow within me, that I may actualize the great way. Invocation of the Lineage. I give thanks for the guidance of my teachers, for the lineage of teachers before them. I give thanks and offerings for their devoted practice of generosity, moral discipline, patience, joyful effort, concentration, wisdom, skillful means, unshakable vow, spiritual powers, and awakened awareness for my benefit. May their years of life be lengthened, and may their vows be completely realized. 7 practices of the Bodhisattva. I bow down in body, speech, and mind. I offer the best I have to give, both real and imagined, to fill the space between us. I regret and purify all transgressions. I rejoice in all virtues. I request you to remain until total enlightenment. I request wise and compassionate guidance. I dedicate my merit for the sake of all beings. Generating love and compassion. May all sentient beings be free from clinging and hatred, being close to some and distant from others. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will free them from clinging and hatred. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings enjoy happiness and the causes of happiness. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them happiness and the causes of happiness. Bless me to accomplish this. May all sentient beings have the joy that has never known suffering. May they be free from clinging, hatred, jealousy, miserliness, doubt, pride, wrong view, ignorance, and dualistic thoughts. How wonderful it would be. May this be accomplished. I will bring them to this state. Bless me to accomplish this. A reading from the Noble Eightfold Path, Way to the End of Suffering. The kind of love implied by metta should be distinguished from sensual love, as well as from the love involved in personal affection. The first is a form of craving, necessarily self-directed, while the second still includes a degree of attachment. We love a person because that person gives us pleasure, belongs to our family or group, or reinforces our own self-image. Only rarely does the feeling of affection transcend all traces of ego reference, and even then, its scope is limited. It applies only to a certain person or group of people, while excluding others. The love involved in metta, in contrast, does not hinge on particular relations to particular persons. Here, the reference point of self is utterly omitted. We are concerned only with suffusing others with a mind of loving kindness, which ideally is to be developed into a universal state extended to all living beings without discriminations or reservations. The way to impart to metta this universal scope is to cultivate it as an exercise in meditation. Spontaneous feelings of good will occur too sporadically and are too limited in range to be relied on as a remedy for aversion. The ideal of deliberately developing love has been criticized as contrived, mechanical, and calculated. Love, it is said, can only be genuine when it is spontaneous, arisen without inner prompting or effort. But it is a Buddhist thesis that the mind cannot be commanded to love spontaneously. It can only be shown the means to develop love and enjoined to practice accordingly. At first, the means has to be employed with some deliberation, but through practice, the feeling of love becomes ingrained, grafted onto the mind as a natural and spontaneous tendency. I would say here to the Venerable that his perspective in the beginning makes a lot of sense for an ascetic who has never married, raised kids, but chosen the life of a mendicant, of a monastic. Although the descriptions he makes certainly can be true, I would not agree that they are universally always true. In fact, I would say that learning to love your spouse, your kids, your life, your situation is a necessary and excellent first step, and at its fullness also transcends egoic centricism. It's not inherently that way forever. And I also agree that cultivating the practice of metta and extending it to all beings is a beautiful, worthy, and wonderful practice. So today, as at least in this area, we seem to be in for some intense weather. Let's try to make it through this unusual day with a feeling of loving kindness for all the inconvenience and all the wonderful opportunities that this storm presents us, and in fact, the storm of life as well. May it be so. We'll conclude with our Heart Sutra together. Great Prajnaparamita Heart Sutra. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, practicing deep Prajnaparamita, clearly saw that all five skandhas are empty, transforming all suffering and distress. Shariputra, form is no other than emptiness, emptiness no other than form, form is exactly emptiness, emptiness exactly form. Sensation, perception, mental reaction, consciousness are also like this. Shariputra, all things are essentially empty, not born, not destroyed, not stained, not pure, without loss, without gain. Therefore, in emptiness there is no form, no consciousness, no eye, ear, nose, tongue, body, mind, no color, sound, smell, taste, touch, object of thought, no seeing, and so on to no thinking. No ignorance, and also no ending of ignorance, and so on to no old age and death, and also no ending of old age and death. No suffering, cause of suffering, cessation, path, no wisdom, and no attainment. Since there is nothing to attain, the Bodhisattva lives by Prajnaparamita, with no hindrance in the mind, no hindrance, and therefore no fear. Far beyond delusive thinking, right here is nirvana. All Buddhas of past, present, and future live by Prajnaparamita, attaining Anuttara Samyak Sambodhi. Therefore, know that Prajnaparamita is the great sacred mantra, the great vivid mantra, the unsurpassed mantra, the supreme mantra, which completely removes all suffering. This is truth, not mere formality. Therefore, set forth the Prajnaparamita mantra set forth this mantra and proclaim, Gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhi swaha, gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhi swaha, gate gate paragate parasamgate bodhi swaha. Infinite realms of light and dark convey the Buddha mind. All that is and we ourselves come forth in perfect harmony. We offer this sincere and devoted practice for the many beings of the 6 worlds and dedicate it in grateful thanks to the strength and sound practice of the great Heartland Sangha and its teachers. May our virtuous actions be clear from all interferences, and may our vows be fully realized. We dedicate these merits to Paula, and especially to those we hold in the silence of our hearts, and to those that we now voice aloud. May we live in perfect peace with Buddha Dharma. May we realize the Buddha way together. All Buddhas throughout space and time, all honored ones, Bodhisattva Mahasattvas, wisdom beyond wisdom, Maha Prajna Paramita. All right, everybody. So thank you for joining in this. I guess it's always the same. We're always tweaking things. So here it is tweaked. Please remember that the temple is in fact closed during any significant weather event, including today, likely tomorrow. So check emails, check the Facebook, check the website. I'm sure the updates are all there. Please stay home, please stay safe, please practice beautifully today. And we'll try to do some kind of a live stream again tonight, same kind of idea, all right? But everybody stay home. Don't risk anything by trying to get here. Thank you, everybody.